Today I'm describing how to complete the Water Quality Assessment assignment for Week 8. Water quality is indicated through a variety of sources. Chemical tests and observations of the invertebrate species in the stream or other body of water are used to tell whether that body of water is healthy or not. So invertebrate species are things that do not have a backbone. Think little insect-like critters. In this virtual lab, you'll be investigating the effect of acid rain on certain invertebrate animals. It's very important that you follow the directions carefully, and hopefully through this video you'll be able to see exactly what you're supposed to do and how to do it. You need to start by downloading the Word document, which is found here at the top of the screen. Then you should go to the virtual lab by clicking this link. When you're finished, you're going to record all your answers in your Word document, and then you are going to save that Word document. For this time only, when you submit your work, I would like you to attach your Word document with your answers, your data table, and your graph filled in. And if you choose to, you may also copy and paste that into the submission box. So let's start by going to our lab. We're going to have the lab on one side and our Word document that we're using on the other side so that we can see both things. So the Word document starts with instructions for this lab. You'll start by pressing the information button in the lab, which is found in the lower left-hand corner. After you read the background information about acid rain and indicator organisms, then answer the questions at the end of the assignment. You can find those questions right here. So you're reading over here and you are answering, what is acid rain? What does a pH measurement describe? What is the pH of acid rain? What problems can acid rain cause? And what is an indicator species? Once you've found those answers and you have typed them in, then you may close the information box. And let's go back up here to our instructions. We are right here. Click on the computer in the back of the lab. We're actually ready to start looking at the lab itself. Things you'll be using: the computer, the carbonic acid, which is going to represent acid rain in this experiment, and you'll be looking at the tank right here. If you click on the computer in the back, it shows you what species of organisms are found in the tank right now. So you can see here that the purple species, which is number 1, are snails, and there are 20 snails in the tank. We have crayfish, there are 20 of those, and we have aquatic earthworms, there are 20 of those as well. As you go through the lab, you're going to need to fill in information for 5 different species. So each time you hit reset, you get 3 species. They might be the same, they might be different. You might have to hit reset a couple times in order to get the species you're looking for. So when you hit reset, you can see it gives you new species. Notice that the pH level in the aquarium right here is marked at 7, and as we change the pH in the tank, this number will change as well. So, to start the lab, you need to record the name of the species and the starting population size for that species in the data table for a pH of 7. So you can see right here, I would click in the first row and type snail. In the second row, I would type side swimmer. It's okay if it goes to 2 lines. And in the last row, I would type leech. Then, as you do the lab on this side, you'll be recording the information about the number of organisms in the tank at each pH level. So, for all 3 of them, the snail, the side swimmer, and the leech, they all start at pH 7 with 20 organisms. To change the pH in the tank, simply click on the carbonic acid dropper. It'll drop 3 drops in. You can see that the pH goes down here to 6.7, and you go back to your data table and record population size of the snail at 6.7 is 10. For the side swimmer, it looks like we have 14. And for the leech, we continue with 20. add more acid to the tank. The snails have been eliminated by decreasing the pH in the tank. The side swimmer is at 7 organisms left, and the leech is still at 20. You would continue clicking the carbonic acid and watching the pH go down. Once the organism, like the snail, has reached 0, it's going to be 0 for the rest of the test. So you can simply highlight the 0, copy it, and paste it into the rest of the boxes. I'm not going to give you the rest of the information for the side swimmer and the leech. I will let you decide or find that out for yourself if that's the organisms that you choose to do. But for our purposes, we will just say that both of the rest of these were eliminated after 6.4, the same as, actually no. I'll just make up some data here. Say this goes down to 5, and then 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1, and then 0 for the rest of the time. I'll say that the leech goes to 16, 13, 8, 6, and then 0. For the rest. And remember, you need to do 2 more organisms in these rows. Please don't use this data because I clearly did not finish the lab, and it will be marked wrong if you use that data because it's obviously not the same as what it should be. Now, once you've collected the information for 5 different organisms, you are ready to graph your data. You're going to follow these instructions using Excel. First, you need to open Excel. Then copy and paste the data table from above exactly as you see it. If you click on this box with the double arrows, it should highlight. You can either press Control-C or right-click copy. And then if you bring your cursor into Excel in the upper left-hand corner, you can either paste it in or hit right-click and paste. We're on step number 3. Highlight just the pH level box and delete this label, or it will mess up your graph. Then highlight all of your data by clicking and dragging your cursor over the data you want to include. So I would start here in A. I only have 3 organisms. Remember, you need to have 5. And highlight all the way down to the P column. From the menu at the top, choose Insert and then Chart. Here's your Insert tab. Choose Charts. Then you're choosing the first line graph available. And you can see that it neatly graphs your data. Let me redo that. Move this down a little bit. To finish off the chart, that's basically all you need to do except for finishing off the numbers. To finish off the chart, we are on number 8. Choose Layout over here in the chart tools. Choose Layout. Then you're going to choose Axis Titles. Your primary horizontal axis, which is your x-axis. This is our pH level. So you can highlight that and type pH level. We're going to do the same thing for the y-axis, primary vertical axis. I would choose rotated title, highlight, and here you're told to type number of organisms. There we go. And last but not least, we need to choose chart title. above the chart. Highlight, and here you are typing populations of indicator species compared to decreasing pH levels. Once you have your chart made, and remember again, you need to have 5 organisms, not just 3. Once you have your chart made, if you right click on your chart, choose copy, come over here to your Word document where it says paste your graph here, right click again, choose paste. And your graph should show up. Last but not least, you need to go and answer the journal questions. Based on what you found from your 5 species that you chose, which of these was the most tolerant of increased acidity? Which species was the least tolerant? Describe how acid precipitation affects ecosystems. I'm sorry, one more thing. You can find answers to these journal questions in the information as well as in this information here. The next question, what is an indicator species? How are indicator species used to assess pollution levels in the environment? And then number 6, suppose you are an ecologist studying the effects of acid precipitation on plant life. Describe an experiment you would perform in order to determine which plant species would be a useful indicator species for acid rain pollution. If you have any questions about this assignment, please ask, message me. I'll be happy to come down, or I'll be happy to send you a message and help.